Mercury stations retrograde in Virgo Wednesday, August 23rd, where we will be in this retrograde period until September 15th. And contrary to popular belief, all Mercury retrogrades are not created equal. Mercury retrograde has become very popular in mainstream culture, and everyone knows it as a time where plans change and lots of little mistakes and minor irritations come up, technological difficulties and things of that nature. And that's true. Mercury is often characterized by those kinds of occurrences, but I really like this particular Mercury retrograde more than many of the past few that we've had in recent memory. Mercury is exalted in Virgo and at home in Virgo, so Mercury does very well in Virgo. Mercury is the planetary messenger, so he deals with communications and mail and all forms of correspondence. But Mercury is also the planet that rules our intellect, so he has to do with how we think and how we speak and how we listen and how we learn, what's on our mind, the conversations that we're having in any given period. And so Mercury placed in Virgo is a very strong thinker, strong communicator, a really good writer and speaker. And so our communication skills tend to be strong during this time. Mercury originally entered Virgo July 28th and entered the shadow period of the Mercury retrograde August 4th. So as Mercury stations on August 23rd and starts to appear to travel backwards from the vantage point of planet Earth, we will likely be going over, informationally, intellectually, conversationally, email or text wise, going back over some of the ground that we've already covered from August 4th until this point. Virgo is all about improving the situation. Virgo is all about preparing for, the winter. Virgo is all about perfecting, decluttering, streamlining, making things more efficient. So I really feel like this Mercury in Virgo retrograde period is all about that. There's some area of our life that we're zeroing in and focusing, and we are perfecting the details, going over everything with a fine-tooth comb, making sure everything is in order, making sure that everything is running efficiently. And one of the key signatures of this Mercury retrograde is the conjunction to Pallas Athene, the asteroid goddess that rules our chess playing skills. So as Mercury is coming to this standstill, he's making a plan. Pallas Athene and Mercury are putting their heads together and they are forming, a really, really smart and strategic plan. And they're like zeroing in and focusing. It's like they are observing where all the pieces on the board are, and they are thinking about all the possible plays that can be made and what the outcome might be from each different possible play that can be made. It's really like a chess game is going on, and there are just some really keen and impeccable, very insightful strategizing going on. I mean, I think it, and another thing is, so the exact, the conjunction to Pallas Athene is in play as soon as Mercury stations, but the exact alignment is August 26th at 21 degrees 33 minutes. And then on September 4th, Mercury forms the trine to Jupiter. But again, as soon as Mercury stations on August 23rd, this trine to Jupiter is already in play. And the trine to Jupiter is one of the aspects of the Mercury retrograde that I like the most. You know, over this period, Mercury's hitting the trine 3 times from when he entered the shadow period to now going retrograde, and then it'll happen again. And so it's almost like there's 3 rounds of good news that are coming through this cycle. And it's between Mercury in Virgo and Jupiter in Taurus. And Jupiter in Taurus, Taurus is a money sign, so a lot of times this can have to do with good news around investments or some kind of financial situation. But Taurus also rules food, so it could be good news around food. Taurus rules style and, you know, what else? Luxury goods, comfort, you know, the environment. And so, you know, with Mercury trine, Mercury in Virgo, it's like trine Jupiter and Taurus. It's like something that you have planned for, something that you have prepared for, you know, is coming to fruition, and it's yielding rewards and results and abundance, and it's manifesting in the material world. Because when a trine is happening in the earth, you know, the earthly plane, you really see it in the physical. It's like you see it manifest in your body, or in, you know, just in the money, or in things in the material world in some way. And so that's a really beautiful signature of this Mercury retrograde period. It seems like there's good news around abundance and prosperity and good luck and good fortune, growth, expansion, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Then on September 6th, the Sun in Virgo will be forming a conjunction with Mercury in Virgo. And this is the Mercury Cazimi. Mercury's in the heart of the Sun. And again, this aspect is in play almost as, you know, as Mercury is retrograding, the Sun is entering Virgo as well, and Virgo season is beginning, which I will probably do a separate video about that. In general, I'm going to be trying to put out more videos on my YouTube station, more consistent content on a daily basis. I like to share this free community offering in hopes that people will also come to me for personal readings to, you know, really get a more clear picture of how all these energies manifest for you personally. My favorite is working with clients one-on-one, but I do also like to make astrology just free to the community, because I believe it's something that we should all have access to, and that if everybody had more understanding of the cosmic currents at play, I do believe that the world would be a better place. But I digress. Anyway, on September 15th, Mercury stations direct. And in a way, I feel like I should just end this video there, and then when Mercury goes forward again, do the rest of the videos. But I'll just say this. I'll keep going. We're 8 minutes in. Let's see. So as Mercury stations again, he's in that trine with Jupiter. So there's another round of good news coming. It could be, you know, an announcement. This is all about prosperity, wealth, abundance, return on investments, returns on something that you've planned and executed in a great way. That's happening again September 25th. But as you know, this has been in play since August 23rd, you know, and so there is a lot with this Mercury, this relationship between Mercury and Jupiter. And at the same time, there's another storyline where Venus is squaring Jupiter. So there's a lot going on with Jupiter over this month that just brings an air of benevolence and grace, and I love it. And I may not be so articulate in this moment. I always watch the videos after and think of all the things that I could have said, But I think I've described this transit pretty well, and I'll talk about it maybe more in my stories and Instagram if I think of other things that I wish that I added. But on September 30th, Mercury is forming the trine to Uranus, and so this is like a moment of brilliance. This is an aha moment. This is a moment of a new invention. This is a moment that is characterized by originality and just really thinking out of the box. It could be literally a brilliant new invention that is manifesting on planet Earth at this time. Depending on your own personal astrology, that could be something that's happening in your own personal world in some way. Uranus has to do with disruptions, rebellions, but also inventions and plot twists. So this could also be unexpected news that's very beneficial. It could be, news of a plot twist or information coming in about some unexpected turn of events that is actually creating freedom or liberation. It can be news of freedom or liberation. Uranus also rules those things. Uranus rules strangers, so it could be, some kind of very beneficial or good communication coming in from a stranger or an unexpected source. And then at the beginning of October, Mercury is going to trine Pluto, the last aspect it makes before it enters Libra. And this trine to Pluto has to do with deep thoughts, deep probing thoughts. It can have to do with, very deep, meaningful conversations. It can have to do with communication or conversations with powerful magnetic people. It can have to do with research that is really yielding like really fantastic information that's like coming to the surface. It can be, cracking the case. A mystery, an unsolved mystery actually coming to fruition by, very smart research that has happened. It has to do with powerful words, powerful thoughts, manifesting on the physical plane in powerful ways. I am not so articulate this morning. My words may be more powerful when that transit arrives, but you get the point. You get the gist of the transit. And then finally, October 4th, Mercury will enter Libra, at which point I will put out a Mercury in Libra video. But yeah, Mercury leaves the shadow period of the retrograde September 30th. And so as he's leaving the shadow period, he has that very intense, deep, transformational. That's the other thing, that trine with Pluto is it can be very transformational communication, very transformational, letter, thought, word, email, speech, anything that goes under that Mercury Pluto purview. But yeah, that's the summary. I'm just going off the cuff, I'm not reading a transcript. I'm looking at these transits and just telling you off the top of my head what I know about how these archetypical energies work. There's always a scale, and I encourage you to contact me for your own personal reading. You can follow me at astrology.tarot.eliannicole on Instagram and go to my profile bio and hit the contact button underneath and email me at empresselian@gmail.com and get on the schedule. Readings are an hour long, your first reading. And yeah, I would love to read for you. Thank you so much for joining me here, and have a wonderful Mercury retrograde season. I will be back soon to talk about Mars entering Libra and the Sun entering Virgo, and I'll be putting out some more content, more astrological content this week on my YouTube channel and on Instagram. My YouTube channel is going to be the hub and the main source, and then Instagram will be secondary because sometimes they won't let me upload a 15-minute video, and so sometimes I will just be uploading the first 5 minutes on Instagram and then the full video on YouTube if Instagram's not going to let me upload the entire video. So again, thank you for joining me, and enjoy your Mercury retrograde season.